man, this is the longest script. The longest fucking script. I'm gonna mess this up so many times. Dude, I have no energy. Fuck. Alright, lock in. Come on, lock in! Maybe turn gain down just a tad. Yeah, Chaos dropped Chaos is Hell 5 in May, which goes about as much as you would... Fuck! Damn it. Well, hey, that seems to be changing, as 3 of these bring his style into a heavier and more A 4-minute track that has a great opening and a really fun, upbeat sound. Oh, fuck, I said that wrong. I'm sure some of you noticed the lack of announcement release. Announcement release? Yep, I can speak. Release announcement. The Discord server invite link will be down in the description below, alongside all the chart Oh my god, I'm fucking up so much. The Discord server invite link will be down in the description below, alongside all chart... But to finish up our single releasers for May, we have... Wait. Oh my god, I made a stupid error in my script. Hey guys, Matt Money here, and welcome back to another installment of Plastic Instruments Monthly. Apologies for the long wait on this episode. Things have gotten a little busy as I've started working a seasonal summer job, and it's definitely been a bit of an adjustment. Regardless, we're here now to cover the various accomplishments and songs from May and June, so let's just jump right into the deep end. There were a ton of artists who dropped in May, so we'll start off with a big release from a pretty storied set of names. Thinger, myself, Stellaro, Minute, and Arceus413 all came together for Unreality Stories Forgotten, featuring mostly covers of the original Unreality EP by Thinger, plus a new original with Contact Queen. There is a real variety of sounds here within. While not every song on the release was charted for CH, there's still enough here to satisfy those looking for more of Thinger's work to play. Great work, y'all. Let's move on to Slide Whistle, who released The Gorillion, an effective ode to our very own gorilla. An absolute monstrosity of a tapping challenge, this 5-minute chart is sure to test your skills. Hopefully you can keep up with the Madness March type of ending. Accelerating quads mark the very tail end of this chart. Here's a name I haven't gotten to mention in a while, Stability. They collabed with Alpha Zero this past May on Awakened, a custom designed for CH and Yarg. Compared to the Gorillion, it reins in the difficulty to something far more reasonable for most players, especially for those Yarg heads out there. Overall, this one's one of my favorites from the month, an absolute sleeper of a custom. Great work. How about another name I haven't gotten to mention in a while? In fact, how about a name I've never gotten to mention on these videos? A name I haven't even seen around the community regularly since 2020. Ginster. Yes, for those in the know, Ginster is back with a brand new custom, aptly titled Comeback. It's an extremely technically oriented chart, honing in on chord-focused gameplay to offer a unique challenge compared to most customs' tappy gameplay. And it sounds pretty dope to boot. Glad to have you around again, Ginster. I really missed you, dude. Let's keep the train rolling with Sydney, who dropped a track named Polyplex. This is another one that's explicitly made for CH and Yarg. It joins Comeback as another chording-heavy technical chart, but it goes for a more tapping-oriented route instead of strumming-oriented. Being only 2 minutes long, it definitely makes for a quick little chart to load up and practice on. Excellent work, Sydney. Here's a long title for you. Song that plays when someone takes the apparatus on Embryon VGH. Black Pawn brought us this Lethal Company themed gem this past May. It's another shorter custom, again coming in at 2 minutes long, but slouch on a Black Pawn chart at your own peril. Let's check in with Random Household Object, who dropped Aces High. This 4-minute house track is among the easier songs we'll cover today, but it carries such a genuinely fun and carefree vibe that I honestly was not expecting out of this guy. If the easier chart bores you, then there's always Chaos CH. Yeah, Chaos released Chaos is Hell 5 in May, which goes about how you would expect it to for a typical Chaos track. Starts off not too bad before descending into all mannery of note fuckery. Seriously, what is this? Why? But hey, if that's your speed, then you'll be fed plenty well here. Let's wrap up May's singular artist drops with me. Hey, I dropped an EP called I'm Not Your Cure, with a description linking to a chart for specifically the title track. Gameplay-wise, it's definitely the easiest song of the month, being basically just a console chart. But hey, if you like nu metal with a darker vibe, then the song totally be right for you. There's also a music video available to watch for those who are interested, which, to my knowledge, makes it the only custom song, if it counts, to have a music video. Maybe someone else could do that research. But to finish up our single releasers for May, we have... Wait. Oh my god, I made a stupid error in my script. Well anyways, next we have South. Uprise is honestly a ton of fun, like many of South's songs. It harkens back to the bygone era of GH3 customs, even going so far as to point out its note count in the video title, the old school limit of 3999. While mostly dominated by tapping, there are some strumming and fretting challenges found here too, making it a chart I can definitely recommend. Go work, South. And finally, our very last artist to drop anything at all for the month is the ever-consistent Wasted CH. He's our only musician from May to drop more than once, as a matter of fact, with a song named Dark Matter, as well as an entire EP/album named Her. Dark Matter is, overall, your typical Wasted CH outing. The same largely applies to Her as well, with most of the songs, all but 2 in fact, being content previously released as singles, so covered in these videos. April showers bring May flowers, but what about June? June saw less single releases compared to May, but with a different set of musicians, so the variety here remains top-notch. That is, unless you're Wasted CH, who's back again already. Wasted dropped a staggering 4 songs this last month, making them the most frequent releaser for June by far. When Rome Fell, Broken Chains 3, Sound of Summer, and Chaotic. Remember before in the May segment when I mentioned your typical Wasted CH outing? Well, that seems to be changing, as 3 of these bring his style into a heavier and more distortion-oriented direction that I honestly can say I'm a huge fan of. Then there's Sound of Summer, which flips the script entirely and delivers a very West Coast hip-hop sound that you don't tend to hear much in customs. Overall, these 4 together make a fun goodie bag that demonstrates how Wasted is evolving as a musician. Keep it up, man. Any other multi-releases? Yes! Black Pawn, again, back with The Aftermath and Death Bash. Our first song here works as an epilogue to Black Pawn's previous song, Colossus, and focuses more on tapping challenges for its chart. In contrast, Death Bash offers a more strum and chord-oriented challenge. I'd say challenge, but I'd say these 2 songs are actually easier than Black Pawn's average songs, so it shouldn't be anything too alienating for players. So what of our single droppers for June? There's NATO, Brit Billy, Go-Go, Thinger Thing, and 3. Going in order here, first off we have Crystallizing, a 4-minute track that has a great open and upbeat type of sound to it. It's one of the easier songs for June, but also one of my favorites. It even features a guest solo from Goulart for good measure. Next up is Resist, or maybe Resist, I don't know. You all know I tend to get excited whenever Brit Billy drops, and this song definitely is giving me reason to keep that up. With an unapologetically heavy vibe, intense tapping and strumming, and a 4-minute overall runtime, this is a great chart for skilled players to dig their teeth into. Highly recommend. Then there's Phenomena, which also features Goulart on a guest solo. While it boasts some tough tapping, it generally keeps the difficulty a tad lower than songs like Resist, though it too shares the same rough runtime of about 4 minutes. As for the song itself, it rolls with a more trap-influenced vibe that keeps it surprisingly laid back through its duration. Closing in here with our penultimate song, we actually have a cover. Battle of the Bits is currently running a competition called Decadent Decade 2, challenging site users to cover songs from yesteryear. Thinger chose Soul of Plasma, Heart of Steel by Patet, and I can certainly say she took on the concept and ran with it as far as possible. The original was made only with MSGS MIDI, but Thinger's version expands the instrument palette into something really special. Sorry I couldn't get you that guitar solo, by the way, man. It was a little too much for me. As for the chart, in typical Thinger Thing fashion, it's fairly difficult, with her choosing to overchart the tamer parts of the song to keep the momentum going. Overall, it's another song I can highly recommend giving a download. It sounds incredible. And finally, we wrap up our June releases with Through and Through, a song that actually ditches the expansive palette previously mentioned with Thinger and opts for MSGS MIDI exclusively, making for some nice symmetry there, no? It's one of the shorter songs on offer, clocking it at only around 2 minutes, and overall keeps the chart fairly accessible. It's nice to see a 3-song that reins in the challenge a bit, especially with the song itself taking a fairly melodic tack as well. Great work, 3. And with that, we're we're through all our releases from May and June. Overall, I'm sure as you can tell, a very active set of 2 months, with a truly staggering quantity and quality of releases from all sorts of names. It's exactly the thing I love to see. Before I hand off for the rest of the video, got one more thing to cover. CTP 17, The Leviathan, has been delayed to New Year's Day 2026. That's January 1st. I wasn't quite satisfied with the low chart turnout we had going into the normal release day, so now you all have another 6 months to bring your charts into Community Trackpack. So hey, if you or anyone you know has been writing customs, please do not hesitate to come on over and send in your work. We need some more names. The Discord server invite link will be down in the description below, alongside all chart downloads as per usual. Thank you all so much for your continued support on these videos. I hope you guys understand. I really do appreciate it. This is Matt Money, signing off.
What up everyone? It's been a while, but it's really good to be back. My name is MattJJ_, and I'll be taking us through the accomplishments for this summer special of May and June. As is normal now when we do these double episodes, I'm going to be going through everything for May first, and then going through June's accomplishments afterwards. We've got a lot to go through, so without further ado, let's begin. But first we have one we missed from the end of April, with Lizard GH getting a Tech FC of Preemie at the Party hard at 135% speed. Sorry we missed this one, really nice work dude. Now let's kick off the month of May with who else but Golden Plate and his usual fare of insanely difficult tapping FCs. He got a couple of speed up records this month, with an FC of Play Pretend at 130% speed, and an FC of Sunrise Uber Solo at 125, beating out his own 115% speed world record from April. He also claimed a second ever Keystone Uber Solo FC at 90, which is still a ridiculous short form accomplishment even slowed down, and a 2-part Tech FC of Bold at 125% speed, a very fun one that I can't wait to see the FC of. Next up we have Fog Saturate with some even more batshit sections and FCs. He started off the month with FCs of Egoless Pattern from Egoless Act 9 at 110, and Racing B from Space Race, both of which are absolutely outstanding. He then went on to get an FC of Event Horizon Plus, done with some super clean methoding too. And now we come to you live from Brazil with 2 new faces to the scene. First we have Borges with a pretty clean Ed Trio FC. And then we have Batata, who launched onto the scene with a ton of FCs. Starting off also with an FC of Ed Trio, albeit from the end of April, and also done pretty clean. He then went on to FC Patterns on the Planet Express 1, and Zoidberg the Cowboy at 120, as well as a bunch of other smaller FCs. Great to see new up-and-coming players kicking goals and getting cool FCs. Staying in Brazil, of course, we have Edu, who got a second ever FC of Multiplex by Sydney 600, a well-deserved FC after a bunch of shit misses. Not to be outdone by himself though, he also FC'd Slay at 130 later in the month, a nice and clean short-form FC. Next we have another new name to PIM with Blonded, who had a ton of cool FCs this month. He kicked off with an FC of Preemie at the Party hard chart, and then dropped the Don't Has AIDS FC a couple days later, both very cool short form tapping FCs. He then got an FC of 30-30 at 125% speed, which is a much shorter FC but just as impressive as the others. And to close the month off, he squeezed in an FC of Lemon Reaper's Hell at 140, another blisteringly fast short tapping FC, and a Tech FC of Offered Eruption as well. Can't wait to see more from you dude. But the biggest new name of the month has to be Just Joshin, who exploded onto the scene in late May with his first ever upload, The Best Clone Hero Player You've Never Seen. A very apt title given the absolute insanity of the clips included in here. 100% worth watching the whole thing if you haven't yet. He then went on to get the first ever FC of DNA Uber Solo 9, and an FC of Setting Fire to Sleeping Giants at 200% speed, a crazy speed up of a Notorious Warriors of Roxxon. This is an incredible showing from an until now unknown player, and we can't wait to see where you go from here. Back from a small hiatus with a name change to go along with it, we have Bender GH, who FC'd Good Luck from the Egoism at 105% speed, which is around 21.5 notes per second for around a minute. He also nabbed a 2-part Tech FC of Megalomania Plus, another endurance strumming nightmare of a chart. Staying on the strum train, we have Objection CH, who got a second ever FC of Energy, which has 3,000 notes of 16.66 notes per second, with only a tiny break in between 2 parts. And of course, if we're on the strumming train, we have to mention Ania, who got an absolutely brutal strumming FC in Tethered Plus, his new best FC with 21 notes per second strumming for almost 5 minutes, a ridiculous accomplishment. Amber Sky is also back with a ton of ridiculous Tech FCs for May, starting off with the Tech of Origins Callaghan. This one had its grade nerfed recently, but that doesn't mean it is any less brutal to grind. She also got the first ever Tech FC of Colossus Uber Solo by Blackborn, a mind-bogglingly difficult song that has been long overdue for a tech, and the second ever Glacial Storm 5 tech, which is one you have to see with your own eyes. It is just incredible to watch. Another player back from a small hiatus is Bluey, who had a few cool accomplishments this month. They started off with an FC of Preemie at the Party underchart, which I think is our third Preemie at the Party accomplishment for the month already, and then got a Tech FC of Xenon at 125% speed about a day or so later. Not long after that, they FC'd Beam at 135% speed, another very nice speed up, and to close off the month, they FC'd Half Juice Hell at 125. Conjay had a bunch of cool uploads this month, both on the main channel and the second channel. He teched Flower Dance, a chart that we'll see plenty more of this video, as well as getting an FC of Heads Will Roll the next day. As well as that, he dumped a few unfinished grinds onto Okagi CH in one big video, ones that will be very cool to see one day. Dan is here again with some cool tech FCs for the month. He claimed a tech of Three's Hell early in the month, before getting techs of Patterns on the Planet Express 1 and Deceiving Paradise both right at the end of the month. All of these are really cool tech FCs and I can't wait to see the FCs very soon. Now let's do our usual quick-fire round of single accomplishments for this month. Raven got an FC of Matt Hardy 999 VGH, one he's wanted for almost 3 years. Rakshi Boy got another cool blindfolded FC with The Broken Past Chapter 9 by Vision Divine with only one ghost input. Computer Dude speedran the new Yarg Children's Keys Pack 2 on Pro Keys. William CH dropped a mini Taj, including a bunch of Marathon Plus clips as well as a lot of other cool stuff. Zappy Dash got a Drunken 2 playable Tech FC, an absolutely monstrous accomplishment that needs no introduction and is absolutely worth the watch if you haven't seen it already. Monka's got an FC of Nove Ruptus, one of the most famous and notorious strumming charts. Elusive got the first ever Tech FC of Complex by Sydney 600. Quacky returns with a Tech FC of Archwick's Aqua Planet, one that is likely first ever and definitely first documented. Chris Body got an FC of Through the Fire and Flames on Pro Drums, one that is also a very fun watch. Vada dumped a bunch of old clips into a mini Taj with some surprisingly crazy stuff in here. Ornish got the first ever FC of Flower Dance, a redemption from the -1 he got in the last 5 seconds of the chart earlier in the month. Brit Billy teched Captain Mario's easy difficulty chart of Space Race, one that is still quite impressive despite being on easy. And Ornish got the first ever FC of Bold, another Fatty 2 chart that is very fun to watch. Now we move on to our full albums for the month of May. Starting us off, we have JRH with her FC of Mother Earth's Plantasia by Mort Garson, a first ever FC with just under 6,000 notes in this half-hour long album. This one was done on co-op with Geo, who got a -4 on the run. Next we have Dark Blue, who FC'd Moment by Dark Tranquility. This album is a consistency check with a ton of tricky solos and has 12,500 notes in its 50-minute runtime. Bradmaster is back on the full album grind now with an FC of Pelagial by The Ocean. This is a rechart which makes the ending strumming significantly harder, and in an already long progressive metal album at 53 minutes long, this makes the FC all that more difficult. Miscellany is also back with an FC of Ash Memory by Wilderun, one that he FC'd while playtesting as well. This is another progressive metal album, this one only 20 minutes long though, with a bunch of tricky rhythms to mess with you. Now we have Yugi Moto back with a second ever FC, getting The City Sleeps in Flames by Scary Kids Scaring Kids. This 40-minute long album has just over 10,000 notes and is another consistency check of an album. Lastly, we have a new name with Vark and a second ever with Culture Scars by Hail the Sun. This one requires a lot of strum control to pull off, with various other tricky sections to make sure you're paying attention. That brings us to the end of May's accomplishments. Let's waste no time and dive straight into June's accomplishments. First cab off the rank this time is Zappy Dash, who kicks us off with a Tech FC of Supernovae Solo at 140% speed, which is no mean feat even at standard speed. He then went on to get a tech of I Would Never Stop You remix, a notoriously brutal achievement, as well as an ultimate solo to Egoless FC, a very cool short form FC. We move very quickly along to our big name from May, Just Joshin, who nabbed a bunch of cool FCs this month. He started off with a Wheelation FC, before getting a new speed up record with Exile Lord's Minds of the Mad at 125. Not to be outdone though, he closed off the month with a Soulless 6 Tech FC, one that he managed to get in just over 40 minutes. A absolutely mind-blowing feat. Checking in on one of our other new names from this episode, Batata went on a tear this June, FCing Heads Will Roll, before getting a Destruction Armageddon FC not long afterwards. In between those, he gave us an FC of Infinite Ammo VGH Uber Remix Underchart at 120. Try saying that 3 times fast. He still had more in the tank though, giving us a closer underchart 120 FC right at the end of the month. But if we're talking about big accomplishments in June, we can't not mention Shmooey and the crazy shit he pulled off. He kicked off the month with a first ever FC of Nebulae by Archwick, a behemoth of a chart that stood un-FC'd for 6.5 years. He then went on to get a 2-part Tech FC of Space Race, with the 2 parts being Intro to Racing C and Racing D to E, before teching Space Race at 110% speed only a couple days later. And to top it all off, he managed a -1 right at the end of the month with a miss in Racing E as well as 2 earlier overstrums. The FC is so close that we can taste it at this point. We can't wait to see you finally take it down, Shrew. Fog saturated some more cool FCs this month, with a Black Hole Co-op FC done with Frank, a name that is dearly missed from PIM in recent months. Fog also got an FC of Lava Chicken, a very fun and short meme FC that was done very cleanly, and an FC of Supernovae Solo F at 150, a blisteringly fast accomplishment. Elusive also had a bunch of cool uploads for June, starting with a second ever FC of Clusterfuck City by Preb. He also got a first ever of Welcome to Kitty City by Syriac, a very fun looking chart that I would love to see more FCs of, as well as giving us the Streamtage, his first proper montage in over 6 months now, which is well worth the watch. And we can't forget Leo dropping 2 bonkers accomplishments in the same night. Starting off with an FC of Extortion Unnerfed, this chart requires some absolutely brutal speed in order to maintain the full combo. He then dropped the 2-part tech of Even When the Sun is Dead by Glaive, overchart with an absolutely batshit second half. And speaking of montages, we have the return of Captain Mario with 2 for us, Caps clips 15 and 16. The first of these is packed to the brim with crazy shit, and the second one is much shorter with some very cool no-ghosting work from the Cleanliness King. He also gave us a first ever TSMB2 FC with Codes, a dark sounding strum tech focused custom that pulls no punches, as well as getting a Tech FC of Minds at the Mad at 130. Another name back with a couple of minitages is Lizard GH with Unwashing 2 and Unwashing 3. Both of these have some really impressive clips in here and are definitely worth checking out. And marking a return to form is Dimlicht with Mega Clip Dump 2, containing a massive range of clips from all different skill sets. He also finally redeemed his -1 from months and months ago, getting an FC of Offered Eruption right at the end of the month, one that is very much deserved. Our last montage of the month is from Conjay, with a bunch more unfinished grinds and impressive section FCs included. He also uploaded a Tech FC of Astro Sexy, a very fun chart that deserves a lot more attention. Bender GH is back again this month, giving us another Flower Dance appearance, this time as a Tech FC. He also got another Tech FC later in the month, Infinite Ammo VGH Uber Remix Overchart. Edu started his month with the first ever blocked VGH FC, which was done standard strum no less, a very impressive FC. He then went on to FC Waving My Dick in the Wind at 165% speed, not once, but twice. The first time being without an input viewer, so he went for the re-FC not long afterwards. Insane that they managed to get it at all, let alone twice, really impressive work. Now let's head straight into our quickfire round for all the rest of June's accomplishments. Ania FC'd Arabol 3 by Arabol at 120, which tops out at 20.8 notes per second for 3,600 notes. Dan got an FC of WTF Song 1, a GH3 Customs era classic that needs no introduction. Jake CH returns with an FC of the Gravity Falls theme tune, a very fun and short FC. Chris Body FC'd Rosetta Stone by Tool on Pro Drums, his 1000th CH Drums FC, and also teched the song at 140 later in the month. Rakshi Boy FC'd Wings of Forever on Yard with 0 ghosts, impeccably clean as per usual. Dan also got a 5-part Tech FC of Apollo 21, another GH3 Customs era classic that is very fun to play. Josh finally got a 100% legit Mega Wubwub FC, albeit on the abridged chart, which is still just as difficult. Amber got the first ever Tech FC of Patterns 5++, a brutal schmutz custom with its AI generated patterns. Cassie got an FC of Tammy's Song, a very fun Kendrick overchart that requires a lot of consistency. Cybermoth got a first ever Tech FC of Polyplex, a very tricky chart with a lot of tap chording to trip up on. And Blonded got an FC of Lockeen, another classic short form tapping FC. And now we move on to the full albums for June. Kicking us off is our researcher and full album Goliath Geo, who FC'd Rainbow by Between the Buried and Me, a combo chart of colours 1 and 2. This leads to it being almost 2.5 hours in length, with the 38,172 note streak being the 4th longest ever held in a single chart. Absolutely astounding work. He also FC'd Reign of Silence by Indistinct, a 57-minute long gent album which comes with the typical gent bullshit. Lots of tricky rhythms and fretting as well as being a strum consistency check. Now we have Lefty God FC'ing The Most Hated EP by Polyphia, one of my favourite progressive metal releases. This 23-minute long chart has 7,000 notes and is a first documented FC, and has a fuck ton of tricky fretting to get your head around. Java is next, FC'ing Holy Hell by Architects, another album I love. This album has just shy of 11,000 notes in 42 minutes and is the 5th FC of this metalcore album that is a big tech strumming test. And lastly, we have Atomic with an FC of Mothership by Dance Gavin Dance. This 50-minute long album was a sight read FC and helped take out a big chunk out of the un-FC'd songs from Zancharted 5. And that's it from me for this episode. As always, if there's anything I've missed, please bring it to our attention in the PIM discussion channel in our Discord server. I've been MattJJ_. Enjoy the rest of the video.
Hey everyone, Party Boy here, back with another voiceover for a console segment. First off is a short notice. For this video, we'll only be including May's accomplishments due to some time constraints, and June's accomplishments will be paired in July's video. With that being said, let's get into May's console accomplishments. Starting May off, Nukissa, who got an FC of Fury of the Storm, notable for its OMG WTF BBQ solo towards the end of the song, which has some very tricky trills. Also getting an FC of Sudden Death, another noteworthy song that Warriors of Rock has to offer. Their last accomplishment brings us to an FC of Jordan. You know, it's Jordan, notable for its solo, while being paired with the tight hit window that GH2 has to offer. What a great accomplishment. Great work for this one. Next up with Blue Bro, starting off with a Expert Plus Drums FC of Guilty Pleasures, which is packed with a handful of really fast quad fills. They also got an Expert Plus Drums FC of Chemical Warfare, a song that has a lot of fast crossover fills, requiring your arms to go all over the kit. It's pretty crazy. To pair with that, it also has a thrash beat for most of the song, requiring a lot of stamina for the right hand. Nice work, Blue. Rolling over to Team Zephyr, who knocked out a full band FC of Guilty Pleasures. This FC marks it as the second full band FC of this song, but the first to be done on an engine other than Warriors of Rock. Can't wait to see what you guys do next. Moving over to Damn D's Notes, who got a Pro Keys FC of Freebird. Most already know how Freebird is, but throw everything out the window and throw it on the Pro Keys and you have a whole new ball game with how tricky Pro Keys can be. Not to mention dealing with it for a whole 9 minutes. Outstanding work, man.
Sweet Mother of Jesus! Sweet Mother of Jesus! We're not risking it. We're not risking it for the biscuit. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Holy fuck!
Taking a look at GH Guy, who got quite a bit this month. They got 4 songs off the top 100 rock band charts. That includes Battle Royale, Shed the Blood, Shallow Waters, and He Sleeps in the Grove. They also got an FC of Chemical Warfare on Warriors of Rock. Overall, a nasty group of FCs this month. Keep it up, man. Another month in the books for Kira, who's cleaning up even more full game FCs this month. That being Van Halen with the infamous I'm the One.
Oh my god! Holy shit! What? Oh my god! I just have seen I'm the One!
Metallica and World Tour. They also got a crucial FC for Warriors of Rock, and that being Chemical Warfare. Incredible work as usual. Now over to our local lefty Australian, Mr. Electric Nick got an FC of Surfing with the Alien, a mostly chill song, but to pair with its notable orange trill wall, makes for a nice FC. Great work as usual. Bowling over to Asai, who got an FC of Guns of Summer on drums. While this is being on Yard, it's still pretty much just on console, so let it be. This song has some tricky fills and fast rolls leading into some heavy nerves in chorus 3. And to note, Asai said that he had wanted to get this FC for over 14 years. What a huge historical accomplishment from our favorite gamer boy.
What's poppin', gamers? It's Crazy here, and I just wanted to let y'all know that during the month of May, Asai also FC'd Through the Fire and Flames 32 songs into a permadeath randomizer run. Now, if you don't know what that is, a randomized permadeath run requires you to FC every single song in a certain Guitar Hero game in random order.
Which means Alec FC'd 31 random Guitar Hero 3 songs.
Got to Flames and FC'd that as well. Hopefully somebody will complete GH3 permadeath soon, because clearly Alec's proven it's possible.
I got nothing to say. That's not even the encore? Fuck yourself!
For our last accomplishment for May, we have a monumental one. Marbler and Sleeper Wave did what some believe to be impossible for many, many years. They put their efforts together and got the first ever co-op FC of Trogdor on GH2 PAL. Dealing with the strum limit on both lead and rhythm, it's such a headache to even fathom how they accomplished this.
Yes! Yes! Oh my god! Okay.
Huge congratulations to the both of you for this huge historical accomplishment.
Our hero is fucking dead!
God.
Oh my god, dude! Come here. Come here. Holy fuck! We did it! Holy fucking shit!
That's all for May's console accomplishments. This is Party Boy. See you guys at the next birthday.